Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be a mid-monthly reading for the month of October. This will cover the period from October 15th through October 31st, and we'll be looking at the areas of career and finance and love and romance. For the reading, I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the love and romance portion of the reading, and the Good Tarot deck for the career and finance. Both of these decks are by Colette Baron Reed. I would like to remind you that these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. You can also check out your rising sign, right, and your moon sign to get more information, so you feel free to check those out. And if you would like a more personalized reading, I would encourage you to send me an email. My email is changingphasestarot@gmail.com. I would be able to, if you send me what the issue is, I can, work on a reading for you. I typically send back their video recordings, much like what you see here. You can check out more information about the pricing as well on my website. That's changingphasestarot.weebly.com. All right, so thank you again for joining me, and I will begin with the reading in 1 second. Hi Sagittarius. Okay, let's get into your reading. So we're looking for the energies surrounding Sagittarius for mid-month October. This will be from the 15th to the 31st of October. We're looking for work, career, and finance for Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know, Spirit, in the area of work, career, and finance for mid-month October? Please show me the energies surrounding Sagittarius for mid-month October 2017. What does Sagittarius need to know in the area of work, career, and finance for mid-October 2017? Spirit, please show us the energies surrounding Sagittarius in the area of work, career, and finance. Okay, so looks like we have these three came out together plus that one. We'll take all of those. All right, so we actually have 4 cards. You have an extra card here at Sagittarius. Queen of Air. Let me show you her first. Beautiful card. We also have the 3 of Water. The 10 of Fire. And the card Call, which would be the Judgment card. This is Major Arcana number 20. And at the bottom of the deck, card number 9 of Air, right? The 9 of Air. Okay, let me just shuffle for the love and romance portion of the reading. So, what does Sagittarius need to know in the area of love, romance, relationships for mid-month October 2017? Spirit, please show me the energies surrounding Sagittarius in the area of love, romance, relationships for mid-month October 2017. What does Sagittarius need to know in the area of love and romance for mid-month October 2017? Spirit, please show. Okay, divide this into 3. Okay, and the last card, and I'll show you the cards. Ooh, okay. You have as the first card, beautiful, the Soulmate card. This is card number 41. Next you have card number 22, Blessed. This card came out in the exact same position for Scorpio, I believe. And the last card, card number 50. This is called No Place Like Home. Okay, and the card at the bottom of the deck, this will be the overall energy for the 2-week period. We have card number 18, Serendipity. So those happy, unexpected events, right? Serendipity. Okay, let me just arrange the cards here so that we can see them a little better, and I'll be right back with your reading. All right, Sagittarius. So let's get into your reading, and I think I'll start off with the love and romance portion of it. I keep switching it around, but it's kind of whichever part speaks to me first, and it seems to be the love and romance, so we'll go with that. The overall energy for the 2-week period, so this would be from the middle of October through the end of October. We have serendipity. Okay, so obviously, like the card suggests, the overall meaning for the card has to do with opportunities, but those opportunities that arise out of synchronicities, right? And good fortune, good luck, appearing through signs and symbols. There's a magical alignment of events. So during this 2-week period, I would suggest that you definitely pay attention to, if you haven't already been paying attention to them. I know that, many of us do notice signs, synchronicities, things like, numbers appearing on license plate alongside the road, or, on your watch, or on your cell phone, your computer. You always check your cell phone at, as soon as you check it, it's kind of the same time. It's always, 11:11 or 4:44. I mean, this happens to me daily and constantly. So pay attention to those things, right? And if you start noticing these synchronicities, really think about, okay, what was I doing at that moment? What was I thinking at that moment? What is going on around me at that moment? Because maybe there's something in that, that there's a message. Spirit oftentimes works through things like that, through synchronicities, right? Many times, most of the time, Spirit doesn't come out and just come and talk to us, right? Spirit works through things. So pay attention to that. And as far as a relationship goes, this is great. So it's all about chance encounters, right? But it's that sort of chance encounter that is destined. So with having the soulmate card here in the reading, I would definitely say this, if you are not currently dating, there's or in a relationship, and there's a definite chance for you to meet somebody during this 2-week period, because it's Spirit coming in and kind of, putting that right person in front of you at the right time. So, maybe you meet somebody just by chance, you're in a bookstore and you run into somebody and, that's the person. Or maybe you're on a trip, you have to travel for work, and maybe your flight's canceled and you end up meeting somebody at the airport. So those type of chance encounters, just know that there is somebody who is very important on your life journey that Spirit is trying to bring into your life right now. Okay, so definite, divine forces at play here. Things are kind of out of your hands. So do pay attention to these signs and trust in the universe, right? This is for your good, because what we have here in the spread, which kind of echoes this, we have the soulmate card, which, as you would imagine, has to do with soulmates. So that I always try to remind people that soulmates are not necessarily romantic. Yes, a lot of times our soulmate is a romantic partner, right? But a soulmate can also appear in the form of a friend, right? They can be friendships, they can just be companionships. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but a soulmate is somebody who comes into our life to transform us, to to bring something that we need to learn in our life during this life on Earth. Because for those of us who believe in reincarnation, needing many lives to learn lessons, that's kind of the idea. This is somebody who comes into your life to offer you something, right? Or vice versa. You could be, you can come into this person's life to offer them some type of spiritual lesson. So, but when you come together, it's a very deep relationship, a very powerful relationship. Sometimes it's a relationship that, begins quickly, ends quickly, but, it was meant to happen. Other times it can be that type of, bond that lasts the rest of your lifetime. So, for those people who aren't interested in being in a relationship, this can even be, a pet. Maybe you have that special pet that you have a very strong connection to, and, that person is the pet that's there for you, and you have a bond with them. So, it could be many different things, but it's a very a strong bond, very powerful, right? And really, it's somebody who comes in to help you be the best you can be, right? It's somebody to help you on your path. We know that spirit is involved here because we have, here's our second card, the card blessed. So whatever this relationship is, whatever this person, right, this new person, whoever this new person is coming into your life by chance, know that it is blessed. It is meant to be. Spirit is involved here. Try to maintain an open mind about it. Try to maintain an open heart. Allow this unexpected gift from spirit to come into your life, right? There is no trust in the universe, trust in this divine intervention, and know that, many times, even though you might not necessarily be looking for this relationship, or, because it happens by chance, right? It could happen very sort of spontaneously, very sort of out of nowhere, but no, trust in the universe. This is a blessed relationship, whatever this is that's coming in. And the last card that we have, card number 50, which is No Place Like Home. This is an interesting card because it speaks of being or feeling at home, right? But this could be feeling at home with yourself, right? Feeling as if you are that authentic version of yourself right now, that you're comfortable in your own skin, so you feel at home with yourself. It's also a card that speaks of feeling at home with someone else, right? So with a lover, with a friend, in a relationship, right? When you are, when you feel at home with yourself, when you're comfortable with yourself, it is easier to open up, right? To open up to others, right? And to accept the other person into your life. And many times, these relationships that are blessed, that are, wonderful and sort of these gifts from the universe, they're relationships that really provide us with that security. Just like when we think of, of home, whatever home is, I know in this global world in which we live nowadays, home might be many different things to many different people, but it's that feeling, right? It doesn't have to be an actual place, right? Home is that feeling that you get when you're with a person, right? So this could be this soulmate coming into your life and making you feel as if, together you feel at home with that person. So I would definitely say be looking out for something new coming in in relationships this month. If you are in a relationship, I would say that it looks like there might be a deepening of the relationship. The person is supposed to be in your life right now. It is a blessed relationship. You feel at home with that person, but I get more of a feel of, this is something new. So if you're looking, or possibly not even looking, right, comes out of nowhere, there's a good chance that something might start up for you during this 2-week period. So that's great. Okay, moving on to something a little different, our finance, right? The finance and career part of the reading. Now, as you saw, these 3 cards kind of came out together, so I left them here, right? Usually I do the 3 cards, but we have 4 plus the overall energy. So let's start off with the overall energy for the period, which is the 9 of Air. This would be the 9 of Swords in the traditional deck. And we know that the sword suit, or the air suit, it's all about cerebral energy. So these are our thoughts, right? What we think we become. And the swords they really sort of govern everything that we think about, right? What we think, we bring into reality. So our thoughts, our attitudes, our subconscious. And, it's important for us to keep in mind that our thoughts are powerful, right? If we plant positive thoughts, right, seeds, then positive things can grow out of them. On the opposite, right, on the other hand, if we plant negative thoughts, then negative things kind of tend to grow, right? When we have all those thoughts of worry, they sort of grow and grow and grow in our mind. So it's important to try to keep things positive, which, with regards to this card, the Knight of Air, is typically known as the Nightmare card. It doesn't look like it in this deck, right? Because Colette Baron-Reid, this Good Tarot deck of hers, she tends to, sort of put a positive spin on everything. So there really is no negative card in her deck at all. In the traditional deck, if we think of the card, it's that person with the 9 swords, sitting up in bed, unable to sleep at night. It's the nightmare card because your thoughts, are keeping you up at night. So you could be worrying unnecessarily about something, and that's keeping you up, right? You're not able to rest at night. In this deck, it talks about, more about fear, right? And how you need to let go of these false fears and just trust in spirit and know that, new possibilities, no matter how difficult the situation that you might be dealing with is, right? That new things are nearly coming in. They're nearly there. And I do see that kind of mirrored with the last 2 cards in the reading because, obviously, what comes after the 9 is the 10, and 10s in the tarot and the pip cards we think of as completion of cycles, right there. So it's the ending of one thing, allowing for something new to come in. So I would say that, if there is something, maybe you've been worrying about finances, something's been, been keeping you up at night, it's more to show you that you are nearly at the end of that. So, don't allow those thoughts to take over. Just trust in the universe. And I see, with this last card here, I can definitely see that new things are coming in. So let me go over the cards here. I won't really do them as a past, present, future, because we have 4 here, but I'll try to sort of link the cards together. So what we start off with, we could consider this to be the energy surrounding you as you come into this last 2 weeks of October. We have more air energy. So we have the Queen of Air. Now, the Queen of Air, like all of the court cards, right? We know that the court cards can appear to us. These can be actual people in our lives during this time. Could also be just, an event that comes up, or it could be your own energy. So you taking on the energy of the Queen of Air during this period. Sometimes she's called the divorcee card. She's that divorced, woman, sort of an older divorced woman. Sometimes she's known as being, slightly bitter, cold, right? Because of that. But it's really more than that. It's more, she's a very intellectual person. So she doesn't, she doesn't use her emotions to make decisions, right? Whatever decision she has to make, she really taps into her intellect, right? Her thoughts, because it is the air card. So this is thoughts and her cerebral energy, right? Lots of cerebral energy surrounding her. So it's her being a very strong person, right? She's somebody who communicates very clearly. She's a very organized person, right? She's very good with her words, good at communicating. So she thinks a lot, right? She acts on her thoughts, but she's able to communicate very well. And she's very clear, right? She has a genuine purpose to whatever her intentions are. So she's definitely set her intention. She's communicating clearly. So this could have been you, right? This could have been you taking on this energy. Or if this was a person, this would be an older air sign female. So that could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini woman. Could be somebody that you're dealing with. But that, definite sort of mental clarity, good communication, trusting in her thoughts, right? Her thoughts more than her emotions to deal with a certain situation. What comes after that, we have a water card. Well, water is kind of, the opposite of her, because water has to deal with our emotions, right? Our feelings. It's It's how our emotions and our feelings sort of move things along in our life. So move or influence our behavior, influence our relationships. And with the Three of Water, this would be the Three of Cups in the traditional deck. It's about celebration. So whatever if this was you taking on this energy, whatever decisions you made and, you communicated clearly, I see endings with something here, but celebrations as well. So if we think of this as in terms of career, right? If this is a new career, you could have, because we see here that you've been worrying, maybe you're, financially, you've been very worried about things. You're not making enough money where you are right now. You're feeling financially tied, right? So but maybe you felt very sort of, maybe you had a commitment to that company where you're working, or maybe you've been considering leaving for a while, but you've been going kind of back and forth. Maybe here you took the initiative, right? You acted on it. You used your intellect, and what you have coming in here is an ending. Maybe I'll sort of do these two together. An ending with the Ten of Fire, and fire energy is the Wands energy in the traditional deck, which is all about action, right? It's action. It's our drive, our initiative. It's turning sort of our intention into action. So it's all about creativity, regeneration. A lot of times it has to do with things that we're very passionate about, right? It has to do with work as well, work. And as it's a 10, it is a card of completion, right? In the traditional deck, we say it's the person kind of carrying a heavy burden, that heavy load, and looking as if they're unable to carry it any farther. Well, this card comes in to say, okay, it's the end, right? It's the end of that difficult period. Maybe you have been, been burdened by financial worries. Maybe you felt burdened in this particular job, but it's an ending. So you're releasing this excess burden, right? You're releasing it, and you're clearing the way for new beginnings. So maybe you overcommitted yourself at work. Maybe you have been doing too much, right? Burning the candle at both ends kind of thing, burning the wick at both ends, doing too much, working overtime, and you've had enough, right? And with the last card here, I definitely feel the call card, which is, a Major Arcana card. So this is number 20 in the Major Arcana. And the call card is, it's all about a wake-up call, right? Or a call to something new. And so it's a card that just tells you, you have everything that you need to move forward now. You're being called to move forward, to be in maybe a job that is more in line with you, right? With your divine purpose, with your life purpose here. So, you're being called to something new. So I feel, the energy that I get off of, if I kind of tie these three cards together, I get celebrations, celebrating. And this could be, the ending of this. Maybe you received a new, a job offer here, right? And you're being called to act on that. So celebrations because of this ending and whatever is coming in, this new job after it, right? Because the Ten of Fire, it's all about releasing, right? So it's releasing, letting go, right? Saying goodbye to situations, to jobs that you realize are not, they don't belong in your life anymore. Maybe you've been at the job for a while, and it's like, okay, I've had enough, right? And we see the woman here, she's kind of literally setting fire to everything. Looks like paper kind of floating around her, and I get the feeling like, all right, it's just chucking in the towel here, just throwing if you have a job working in an office, it's like, all right, I've had enough, you're just kind of setting fire to it all and walking out, and not literally, hopefully. But, you've had enough, and you're moving on, and you're definitely being called, right, to move to something that is more in line with your spiritual path, right? So obviously this isn't serving you anymore. Many times people we do tend to stay in jobs even though we're not particularly happy, right? But because financially we need to, right? But here you're noting that financially it's not serving you anymore, right? You need to move on. And this is the 10, even though it's a different suit, it's a 10 coming after the 9, and a call to new beginnings. So new things coming in. I think that's a good reading for you to have for this month or the rest of the month, Sagittarius. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. If you would like a more personalized reading, you can contact me at my email listed in the About section. Please do check out my channel for other videos. I have the general October readings posted. I also have weekly readings, extended weekend readings, and daily tarot snapshots. So I look forward to reading for you again and wish you a rest of October full of light, love, and peace. Bye.